Welcome. This is Algebra 1, Semester 2, and this is our first target, finding the slope between 2 points on a line. As you can see here, we have two lines. We're going to look at this one first. We have the point 2,3 and the point 5,8, and we want to find the slope between those 2 points. We can do that by setting up a slope triangle. We draw a straight line down and a straight line over, horizontal line and a vertical line from each one of those points, and we form a triangle. And we find the length of each side of that triangle. Since we're going from 2 over to 5, the length of the base is 3 units. And since we're going from 3 up to 8, the height of the triangle is 5 units. For the slope of a line, it's just the change in height divided by the change in width. So it's a measurement of how fast the line is growing. In this case, the line is going up 5 units for every 3 units that it moves over. So we write the slope as 5 over 3. We can do the same thing with this set of points over here. We have the point -4, 1 and the point 2, -1. We draw a vertical line and a horizontal line, and we find the length of each side of the triangle. For our vertical line, it's going from 1 down to -1. That's a distance of 2 units, and since it's going down, we're going to make it a -2. From -4 over to 2, that's a distance of 6 units. So the width of our triangle, the base of our triangle, is 6. So slope, your change in height, -2, divided by your change in width, your change in x value, 6. And then we reduce. -2 over 6 reduces to -1/3. More generally, we can take any 2 points. Let's call this point x1, y1, and this point x2, y2. Well, the height of the triangle then is just the difference between the height here and the height here. So y2 minus y1 tells us the height of the triangle. The distance for the base, well, we're only moving in x there, so it's just a difference in our x values. So the x value here is x2, the x value here is x1, so the length of our base is x2 minus x1. And then from the previous slide we saw that slope is the change in the y value divided by the change in the x value, the change in the height divided by the change in the base. So y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. And that's our general equation for a slope, and that's something that you really need to be familiar with. Finally, we're going to look at a few examples here. Normally, we don't want to have to draw slope triangles all the time. We want to be able to use that formula. So if we look at these sets of points, let's look at the first one here, 7, 4, and 10, 10. Well, from the previous slide, we saw that we can subtract our y values on top. 10 minus 4 gives us 6. And we subtract our x values on the bottom. 10 minus 7 gives us 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So our slope between these 2 points is 3. Or 2, excuse me. Next set of points, -5, 2, and 3, 0. We subtract our y values on top. 0 minus 2 gives us -2. On the bottom, we subtract our x values. 3 minus a negative 5. Notice I put the negative 5 in parentheses there. That's because I want to make sure that I subtract the negative 5. Subtracting, when we distribute that subtraction, it becomes a positive 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Negative 2 divided by 8 reduces to negative 1/4. So our slope is negative 1/4. And finally, we have the points negative 4, negative 2, and negative 7, negative 7. On top, we subtract our y values. Negative 7 minus negative 2 becomes negative 7 plus 2 when we distribute the negative sign. Negative 7 minus negative 4, when we distribute the negative, becomes negative 7 plus 4. Negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. Negative 7 plus 4 is negative 3. A negative divided by a negative is a positive, and 5/3 doesn't reduce at all. So our slope is 5/3. This is the end of our lesson on finding the slope between 2 points. If you need to, go back and watch the video again. If at any point you need to pause it to let things sink in, please do that.